I'm Elizakov, a medical intuitive and a wealth activator, and this is another episode of Insight Healing. 10 to 15 minutes of insight and healing. Subscribe so you never miss a moment and share. Goodness gracious, don't we all need a little or a lot of just nurturing and guidance, and most importantly, healing? Yeah. So today was a request. Those people that request, I actually listen, I actually do it. So don't be shy. Let me know what you need in any moment. And even if that time has passed and you don't need it anymore, it's still really handy just to listen to just make sure that all the seeds of whatever it is that you're trying to clear and heal are also gone. So this request is actually a really interesting one. I used to be here, and maybe you are here, maybe you were here. And that is like this craving for validation from others. Now, this, of course, is all, you'll hear me say this all the time as a trauma intuitive and a trauma sensitive person. And one's also overcoming my own traumas that a lot of these things are trauma survival response. When we're young and we're having chaos or things that are predictable or there's abuse, we never know. We never know how each moment is going to be. We never know how the person's going to be. So first of all, we learn to sense, which is why actually a lot of intuitives have had a lot of trauma. But you don't, it's everybody has the intuition, but just that because we really have to tap into that at such an early age. And then usually what happens also just it fades, like we block it as well. And then, as we have to heal our journey, we come back to it. So back then, if you grew up in some kind of trauma, then you were always kind of like you're craving that validation because you're craving that love. Because the environment, the people are first of all, the environment made me feel unsafe for one, and it just made me feel dark or low. And then the people also just are not capable or not able to show warmth, encouragement, and most importantly, love. So how do we as adults navigate this? Me too. Like I used to always, like I wouldn't even trust anything until I got some okay. And then if you want to also continue with that, well, our school system also, we have to get things checked. And the quality of what we think is good is measured by what the teacher thinks, really, it's objective. And then also with the school things and then the grading system. So then not only what we think is good may not be seen as good by others, but it is also some general standard, right? And then if we don't meet that standard, if our mind doesn't work that way, a lot of creative geniuses, gosh, that doesn't work for them. So how do we move out? So there's a couple of things here. First, I talked about the home life and the people in it, but also the environment, not just the people. In fact, I'll give you an example. If your parents were warm and fuzzy with you, but they, behind closed doors, they were hostile or they fought at night, even if you were not home, even if you never heard them, that creates it does create an unstable environment energy. And as a child, we sense everything. We are like a sponge, sponging it all up. So home life and then the school life, which is very controlling. So our quality is controlled. Oh, this wasn't planned, but it's like quality control. But guess what? You know, anything that I don't need validation. Now my team is something I have to do and I'm not sure. They'll just keep harping until I do it and I get guided. But it takes time. It takes time. So what I'm going to do today, first of all, I'm running some energy. Let me just make sure that it's running for you, and I'll talk a little bit about it. What I want to do today is I want to kind of cleanse your emotional and mental body, which is your astral body. So it's your, well, it's your third and fourth. And it's also where your emotional wounds are, and also your patterns of action, patterns of thoughts, and patterns of behavior, action, behavior. So let me just get that started. I'm going to use a different frequency today. This frequency is actually of a white pegasus. So if you're not sure what it is, just look it up. So it's going to heal you. Now, what's going to happen here is there's the emotional frequency for this may actually even do a deeper healing in your Akashic records. So let me just get that going for you. Here we go. So I'm running it, let's see, for the next 5 minutes to heal insecurities, self-doubt, unworthiness, needing validation, all of that. We're going to so that's happening in the background, as well as you're getting gold, sacred geometry energy. So clearing insecurities, self-doubt, unworthiness. And then I'm going to also, while I'm doing this, oh, it's powerful. So if you're new, I yawn when there's a lot of energy bursting through. I'm being guided to run self-confidence and self-esteem. The more you clear this stuff, gunk, and come back to love, you won't need any. I mean, I like to pass my ideas by my husband. Absolutely. So it doesn't mean that you don't want a second opinion. It doesn't mean that you don't pass your idea by other people because, great minds. It just means the insecurity or what's going on behind the scenes when you ask, or is that craving, it's like an addiction, becomes like actually an addiction. It is a pattern to be addicted to validation to the point where if you don't get that, okay, if you don't get that good work, kind of like the school system, if you don't get that validation, if you don't get that good job, good work, then you don't feel lovable, you don't feel worthy. Because, I mean, so many of our environments growing up, even if you had the best environment at home, impacted this part of you. Competition at school, which can be pretty wild. And then, the athletes, and then those people that are the athletes and also the smart ones together are like given all this accolades, and then the rest of the people are left, and then because they're already insecure, because it's that age, then it just implodes into something bigger inside of the person. Just breathe expansively. This is nurturing you, cleansing you on a cellular level. Mhm. All of us are still running, but one of the I'd say that the cause of most of the stuff is wanting to be loved unconditionally and wanting to belong. So if those two are taken care of, you're going to be on fire. You're going to achieve greatness. Because now, when I say that, it's of course first being find that unconditional love for yourself. And of course, making your home like you belonging to you, like really being okay to be with yourself in your home, your being. And when people spend their whole lifetime not being comfortable in their whole being, like lifetimes and lifetime. Just let's take one more minute here. Take it in. Take all of this in and let it nourish you. Just go ahead, make your way down to the heart of Mother Earth and just bask in the grounding energies. Feel the roots holding you in a place of comfort and support. Look up to your heart. And breathe right into your heart center, the confidence and self-esteem. Like literally breathe into your heart and just feel that confidence and self-esteem spread through your whole being. And start to bring your awareness back in. Take one more deep, expansive breath. And when you are ready, you may open up your eyes. So let me know how this was for you. What a great request. So thank you. And let me know how this was and share this with someone. Imagine a world where people didn't fear their own ideas, their own creativity, their own genius, and they didn't need it validated or approved or marked great job. And they just had this deep, deep, deep self-love, deep, deep, deep self-trust that how they are being guided to is the right way. All right, guys. Much love as always.